we get to this side of the world.
Last Israelites, well, they say the boat and, the underground.
Okay, not.
Boat first.
Yeah, 'cause I was about to say, before it was the Underground Railroad, we came over here on the boat. Now, is that prophesied in the Bible? Can I find a story about a group of people that will go on slave ships? Nope. Okay, let me show you. That's where you're wrong. A lot of people, they haven't read this book. This is our book, our records, our history book, right? The Bible is a lot of things, but one of the main things it's a history book. So prior to the slave ships, who were we? We didn't know. We don't know where we came from. We just say Africa, and that's it. If I ask you what part, you don't know. I ask you what part, you don't know, right? But the Bible tells us exactly where we came from, right? Watch this. Give me that in Deuteronomy.
Deuteronomy, chapter 1 and verse 1. These be the words which Moses spake unto all Israel.
So now, the book of Deuteronomy was written to all of Israel at this time, right? They came out of Egypt, and then Moses was speaking to the people, and he spoke these words to all of Israel. He didn't speak it to any other nation. There wasn't any other people there getting this word, right? So you had Israel who he was speaking to. That's verse 1. As you keep reading, imagine a long letter. You write a letter to your sister, right? So we keep going, and then we're going to get to chapter 28. Same letter, same people speaking. Moses speaking to the Israelites. Read this.
Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
So now the Lord is going to bring you into Egypt again. We got it. Tell her come around. Come on around, little sis. I want you to hear this too. I want you to hear this. Well, we going over. Oh, no, come on all the way around. Yep, all the way around. So what we going over, little sis, is nationality. She said she was African American. You agree with her, right? What would you? Okay, all praises. What would you say you are? Oh, sorry. So you know you're Israel. She knows she's Israel because the Spirit of the Lord is moving. He said in the last days he was going to put his book in our mind, the laws in our heart. He was going to bring the understanding of who we are in the last days. So that's why this sister knows she's an Israelite, and y'all still saying African American, right? And I'm going to get to you in a second, sis. All right, now, Moses, so I'm going to be talking to them since you know this part. But I don't want you to go nowhere because you don't know everything. Because I'm looking at you, I can tell some things that you need to do. You know, so you can come into the full understanding of who you are, right? Okay, watch this. So now, Moses is speaking to Israel. Read.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again. Deuteronomy 28 and verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
So what is Egypt? Remember the Bible. We came out of Egypt. We walked out of Egypt. You remember the story? Moses said, let my people go. He killed all the Egyptians, right? And then we walked over into the land of Canaan. So now, he said that he was going to bring us into Egypt again. Egypt, the Bible has words, and it has double meaning. So in one instance, it'll mean the country Egypt, right? And then it also means something else. It's kind of like how we do with rap, how we have slang. Like now you got the internet, so a lot of the nations, they pick up on our slang, right? So they listen to Cardi B or whoever, and they kind of know what we're talking about. But go back in the day before they was on what we was on, they didn't know what we were talking about. If I said, I'm gonna go to the crib and chill with old girl, you know what that means. They know what that means, but the other nations, they have a clue on what that means, right? So look at the Bible similar to that. God says something, but he means something else, right? Read it again. Read the meaning of Egypt.
Yes, sir. Exodus chapter 20 and verse 2.
Bring it on.
I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage.
So now, what did it call Egypt? It says, I brought you out of Egypt, out of the house of, did you hear it? Out of bondage. Bondage is another word for slavery, right? Shackles. Give me the slation. Not slation. No, he got it. Get that problem. Okay, out of the house of bondage. Bondage. What's some other one? Well, this is them about to sell us into bondage. But he said, I'm going to bring you into bondage. So what does that mean? I'm going to bring you into slavery, is what that's talking about. That's what that's talking about. So now let's move back to Deuteronomy 28, right? Read.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
Going to bring you into bondage again. Remember, we did 400, a little over 400 years under Pharaoh and them, under the Egyptians. Then God said, I'm going to bring you again into slavery, right? Read.
With ships.
This time, I'm going to do it with ships. The mode of transportation is going to be ships. You're not going to go on foot. This time, I'm going to take y'all on another side of the world where y'all never been, and y'all going to go on cargo slave ships in bondage, in ships, right? Slavery. Read.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee, thou shalt see it no more again. And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies.
Unto your friends?
Unto your enemies.
Unto your enemies. Let's let it be known, we have enemies. Don't worry about them stimulus checks. Don't worry about them PPP loans. Don't worry about, what's the one they just said, the child tax thing that they about to start paying people. Never mind that. They are still enemies of us. God said that you're going to be sold unto your enemies, right? Now, who bought us and who sold us? God did it. Why did he do it? You don't even know. Do you think he did it just for his own amusement?
No, because I think, like you said, stuff means different things to him. When things have meaning.
Right.
I wouldn't think he just did it.
He just did it just because, right? No, he didn't do that. So, do you have any kids? Okay, when your kids disobey you, what do? Do you buy them a PlayStation? Oh, you punish them. You punish them. And you too young. You done been punished, right? Okay, there you go. You get punished for disobeying your parents. God is our Father and our Father only, right? So what we did was, now give me Deuteronomy 28 and 15. So what we did was, we disobeyed God. Right. That's what he did.
That was our punishment.
And that was our punishment. That was one of the major punishments, but that was our punishment. Watch this, read.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe, to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
So God said in verse 15, chapter 28, all these curses are going to come upon you and overtake you. So everything that's from verse 15 all the way to 68 is going to happen. Guaranteed is going to happen. Now, so far, I asked y'all, how did we get here? You said ships. The Bible said that he was going to send his people on slave ships, and they were going to go into captivity. They were going to go into bondage. Now, you can't do it now, but when you get a chance and you get home, Google all you want. You'll see no other nation, and I mean no other nation in the history of history has went on cargo slave ships. Right. I'm talking as a nation, not 20 people like prisoners of war, not maybe 100 people in a village. Hold on, sis, don't go nowhere. You gonna come back? Okay. All right, I want you to hear something. I want you to hear something before you leave. Now, not 20 or 30 people, right? A nation of people. Now, just to give you an idea on what that would look like, you have China is a nation. America is a mixed nation, but let's call it a nation. Africa, India, so forth and so on. So now look at it like you take all of China, or all of Pakistan, or all of the Japanese, and you put them on slave ships and then send them to Antarctica. Wouldn't that be strange? Wouldn't that be a mind blower? It's the same thing that happened to us. So when you go into your history books, or you can Google it, Google University, you'll still see that nobody went through the same things that we went through. That's how we know, and we speak here bold, and we know that we are the children of God. That's why I'm confident in telling you, oh, you American black? you from the tribe of Judah.
That's right.
Right? And if that little sister, if she said, oh, my father's Mexican, you know, according to what they call us today, then I would say you're from the tribe of Issachar. Because these things only happen to the 12 tribes of Israel.
That's right.
Right? Now, what you got? All right, go ahead.
Verse 16. Cursed shalt thou be in the city, and cursed shalt thou be in the field.
So now, I don't know about you. I live in the hood. I don't care if it's the east. I done lived on the east side. I done lived on the west side. I done lived in HP. I done lived out of state, but it was still a hood, right? Why is it everywhere we go, we always found in the ghettos? Like if you got any family out of town? Where? Well, just what city? Just name one. Okay, boom, Alabama. I guarantee you, I've never been to Alabama. I guarantee you, when I go to Alabama, I don't go to the $1 million houses to find the brothers and the sisters. I already know right off the bat, where's the hood? Where's the liquor stores? Where's the smoke shops, right? I already know where the tire shops and all this stuff. Abortion clinics, I already know where to go. Why is that? Same thing for Alabama. Same thing for California. Same thing for Massachusetts. Even in places where it's majority white folks, let's say South Dakota. I guarantee you, if you go to South Dakota, the small remnant of black folks that's there, which I don't know any black folks that would go to South Dakota, but I guarantee you, they in the hood.
That's right.
They in the hood. Why? Because God said, curse be the city and curse be your basket. Watch, read.
Verse 17. Cursed shall be thy basket and thy store. Cursed shall be the fruit of thy body and the fruit of thy land, the increase of thy kind and the flocks of thy sheep.
So that's going into our commerce, the things we buy and sell. He said it's going to be cursed. You ever notice when an Arab opened up, no matter what it is, it boom. The line be wrapped around the block. But as soon as we say, well, dang, you know what? Mama cooked some good string beans, and cousin such and such make a mean meatloaf, I'm going to open up a soul food joint. You notice it's grand opening, grand closing. Then the Arab can come. An Arab, for some odd reason, he come, and then he open up a soul food restaurant, a liquor store, gas station. You know what I mean? It boom. It boom. And who did he make his money off of? Us. Off of us. Hair braid, nails. We got the most style, the most flavor you ever gonna want to see on God's green earth. But for some reason, we can't never get over the hump. Yeah, Beyonce got some money. You know what I mean? Oprah got some money. But we talking about, on average, the overall, the majority, we can't, for some reason, it never works. You have one good day, and then the rest of the week be all jacked up.
It's because he said this stuff was going to be cursed.
And he said that he was going to curse us. But remember, back in verse, don't read it, back in verse 15, he said it was going to be cursed because our disobedience. We had a choice. He said, back in 1:1, he said, these are the words that Moses spoke unto all Israel. Now, you know, go to Deuteronomy 28 and 1. Because it's a reason why we went straight to verse 15. I'm going to show you a couple of things it said from verse 1 to 14. Okay.
I stood here longer because I got interested in what you were talking about.
Okay.
So I was asking them, like, y'all be here when y'all be here so I can listen a little, learn a little more.
Right.
Right now,
You got to go. I tell you what, give me 2 minutes. Because I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't give y'all a law. I got to give you a law, right? Go Deuteronomy 22 and 5. Same book, Deuteronomy. Now remember, we're into slavery. We're being punished right now to this day because of our disobedience. Now, today, we're in our ignorance. And we break God's laws out of ignorance. Well, majority of people break it out of ignorance. Now that we're coming into the understanding of who we are, it's things that we have. If I'm going to give you 2 scripts, give me Deuteronomy 10 and 12. And then I'm going to get this, and I promise I'll let y'all go. Watch this. Deuteronomy 10 and 12. Oh, sis. There you go. I want you to hear this too. You right on time. Read this.
Deuteronomy chapter 10, verse 12. And now, Israel, what doth the Lord thy God require of thee?
Now, you notice it still said Israel. It didn't say everybody. So we can't go on what the world says this Bible means or who God is talking to or what he really meant. No, God said Israel. Just like you got kids, you talking to your kids.
That's right.
You ain't talking about the neighbors.
That's right.
You ain't talking about, you're not even talking about your sister's kids. Because sometimes it gets to a point where you got your set of rules and she got her set of rules.
Right.
Now you got your set of rules, right? Now our thing is we only serve one God. So it's only one rule that we follow, and that's his rule, right? So watch this, read.
Now Israel, what doth the Lord thy God require of thee? But to fear the Lord thy God.
So this is the requirement of Israelites. This is what God expects of us. Read.
To walk in all his ways, and to love him, and to serve the Lord thy God with all thy heart and with all thy soul.
So now, all of those things still translates back to keeping the commandments. He said, keep the commandments. He said, love them. I'm not going to go to the scriptures that explain it right now because you're in a rush. But all of that means keep the commandments. Now, one commandment, read. Deuteronomy 22:5. Now this is for you. You say you know you're Israel. Now this is for you. Read.
Deuteronomy chapter 22 and verse 5.
Bring it out.
The woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man.
Now, what article of clothing do men wear that women shouldn't wear? Well, yeah, they shouldn't wear. I'll leave it at that. Okay. So, read it again.
The woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man.
Now we're talking about the woman right here. It says the woman shouldn't wear that which pertaineth unto a man. So what is it that a woman wears that she shouldn't be wearing? Okay, you said revealing. That's not what that's talking about, but it is a scripture that says that you're supposed to be modest. That belongs, that men wear that belongs to a man. I'm gonna speed it up because you got to get your child, right? Watch this, read.
Neither shall a man put on a woman's garment, for all that do so are abomination unto the Lord thy God.
So he said, even the men shouldn't wear what women wear. So now we're talking about cross-dressing, right? So right now, do you think you ever cross-dressed in your life? Question to you two. Do y'all think y'all ever cross-dressed in y'all life?
Have I ever dressed like a man?
Yes.
I would say yes.
Okay, you would say yes.
You wear the Jordans.
You're getting close.
Kind of dress.
You say yes. There you go. Y'all getting close. What about you? Right. Okay, now, it's talking about pants. I'm going to make it simple. I know y'all went specific and said, well, the jogging suits. Yes, but it's talking about pants. The women aren't supposed to wear pants. Yeah. Oh, what's that? Exodus 28? Was it 42? Yep. Watch this. God gave pants to the men.
That's right.
You didn't learn pants until early 1900s. Well, late 1800s, early 1900s with what's her Bloomer, Amelia Bloomer. She came out with pants, right? And then as time went on, they got longer and longer, and now you don't have on pants right now, but you have on pants, and you just have on short pants. That's what it is. Short is short for short pants, right? Read, you got that? Watch this.
The book of Exodus, chapter 28 and verse 41. And thou shalt put them upon Aaron thy brother and his sons with him.
So you notice he said on his brother and on his sons. It's only for the men. Pants is only for men. So again, we sin. Most people sin out of ignorance. I'm sure you didn't know that, right? But now you know that. Now remember back in Deuteronomy 10 and 12, it says, what doth the Lord God require of me? Fear me and keep my commandments. So now I gave y'all one commandment, both of y'all, or all three of y'all, a commandment that y'all need to start keeping. Because, give me, last one, all right, go ahead. And then give me Revelation.
Verse 42. And thou shalt make them linen breeches to cover their nakedness. From their loins even unto the thighs they shall reach.
So there you go. Down south, instead of breeches, they call them breeches. Boy, pull up your breeches, right? So it's the same thing. God gave breeches or pants to the men. The women, what do y'all need pants? There you go. It's supposed to be nice and flowing so y'all can breathe and so forth and so on. and then showing your curves, and then it's supposed to be modest. You touched on that. Modest, you read about that in 1 Timothy 2:9. So now, give me Revelations, and I'm gonna let you go after this. Now it's a judgment. I know, I promise it's the last one. Because you know what, because you probably gonna think, okay, well God don't like it, but what's gonna happen? I still have to give you the judgment. Now I gotta give you the judgment for it. 21:37.
What Jesus look like?
Revelation chapter 21 and verse 27. And there shall in no wise enter in it anything that defileth, neither whatsoever worketh abomination.
But it's talking about entering into the kingdom of heaven. God is not going to let you into the kingdom with bands. God is not going to let us into the kingdom cross-dressing, right? It's a certain way that we have to enter into the kingdom, and that's keeping the commandments.
We used to scream black power while heroin was pushed. But at the end of the day, nothing's in vain. IUIC has been given a vision. The tents of Judah has risen. Many has attempted the mission, minor murmuring, omitting, and missing the mark. Just reading that he had the flame of fire in his eyes gave us the spark. We on Paul's mission. We out on the road, purple and gold, from Mexico, Cuba, Haiti, Ghana, Sierra Leone. 144,000 boots banging, concrete crackling. These are our men repented at heart. The scriptures is proof. IUIC, we deliver the truth.